Hey, welcome to Roman to Yoga. If you're new here, I'm Casey. Today's yoga practice is going to be so easy. So thanks for making time for you, and I'll see you on the mat. Make your way onto your back. Get settled onto your mat. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead and point the toes forward. As you exhale, bring your arms down along your sides and point your toes towards the ceiling. Set this into motion. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet, bring the arms down along your side. Notice that your feet are about hip width distance apart. Draw your low belly in and up. Soften the muscles in your face. I invite you to set an intention for today's yoga practice. It can be a word or phrase, whatever first comes to mind, as you will revisit this intention today. Notice the sounds of the room. Let it pass through you. Next time you bring your arms along your side, lift your shoulders up into a slight crunch. Set the upper body back down. Crunch upward as you frame. Inhale, crunch up. Exhale, lower back down, lift your arms up and overhead. Exhale, inhale. If to add the crunch is too much for you today, you don't have to lift the upper body. This is your yoga practice. Do what feels good in your body. Next time you lift up, pause. Find your edge. Set the head down. Clasp the hands up overhead. Point the toes. Stretch out the body. Place your arms in the T position. Step your feet to the wide edge of the mat. Lower your knees to the right. Take your gaze to the left. Inhale, return to center. Lower your knees to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe the knees a couple of times. Remember, you don't have to match what you look like against the screen. Everybody's body is different. Your body is different than mine. Go slow. Walk your feet into your hips. Clasp your hands around your right thigh. Keep a bend in your left leg. Firmly press all four corners of the left foot into the mat and lift and lower your right leg to the ceiling. Draw your low belly in and up. Press your shoulders into the mat. Draw your chin down and back. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, lower the leg down. One breath in, one breath out. Next time you lift the leg, pause. Circle the ankle out in one direction. Circle the ankle in the opposite direction. Find stillness. Lower the leg down. Clasp your hands underneath your left thigh. Lift and lower the left foot towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the leg up, straighten out. Exhale, lower the foot down towards the mat. Notice that you don't lock out the knee. Keep a micro bend in the knee as you straighten it out. Acknowledge where you are at today with your flexibility. Never judge yourself. Next time the foot reaches straight, pause. Keep your core tight. Circle your foot out. Circle your foot out in the opposite direction. Lower the foot back down towards the mat. Take a breath. Lengthen your arms down along your sides. Place a bend in your elbows. Hug your elbows into your rib cage. Your palms will face one another. Firm up the glutes. Bring a tone to the low belly. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Lower them back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Go slow. Notice the curve of the low back as you set the hips down. Focus on the present moment. You only have right here and right now. Next time you lift the hips up, pause. Find your edge. If your body's calling you out, you can lower at any time. Lower the hips down. Press the soles of the feet together. Let the knees lower towards the floor. Bring your arms to the T position. Close your eyes. Draw your awareness in. Turn your head to the right. Return to center. Turn your head to the left. Return to center. Turn your head a few more times and notice how this feels in your neck. Bring the hands to touch up. Lift your shoulders off the ground. Lower your shoulders back down. Place the hands back in a T position. Hover the hands on the ground. Lift, palms to touch. Lift up the shoulders. Lower the shoulders down. Hover the hands in the T position. Inhale, palms to touch. Lift the shoulder blades. Lower the shoulder blades towards the mat. Open up the arms. Hover the arms an inch or so off the mat. Set this movement into motion. Bring your arms down along your sides. Hug the knees in. Gently rock from side to side. Massage out your lower spine. Find stillness. Set your feet down onto the mat. Bend in your knees. Bring your knees to a 90-degree angle. Feet to touch, knees to touch. Bring your arms down along your sides. Press your shoulders into the mat. Bring a tone to your low belly. Draw the chin down and back. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Once you feel stable and at ease, press your feet a couple of inches forward. Return to knees in line with hips. Notice that your knees don't draw in up past your belly. Your knees should return to align with your hips. Press your feet forward. Return knees and in line with hips. Notice how your abs begin to fire. See if you can press just a little bit more forward. And next time you press forward, pause. Find your edge. Focus your attention on this posture. Return to alignment. Set the feet down. Walk the feet to the wide edge of the mat. Clasp your hands overhead. Bring a tone to the low belly. Take a couple of breaths. Lower your knees to the right as you take your gaze to the left. Return to center. Lower your knees to the left as you take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe the hips a couple of times. This is your yoga practice. Walk your feet under your hips. Place your hands along your sides. Place a bend at your elbows, your palms to face one another. Firmly press the feet down into the mat. Fire up the glutes. Extend the right leg long. Take a couple of breaths. Lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Set this movement into motion at your own breath's pace. Bring a tone to your low belly. Next time you lift the hips up, pause. Press all four corners of the left foot into the mat. Squeeze your glutes. If you're wobbling, that's okay. Completely normal. Soften the muscles in your face. Lower the hips down. Extend the legs long. Take a full body stretch. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Gently roll out your wrists. Circle out your wrists in the opposite direction. Breathe in. Breathe out. Place a bend in your knees. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Place a bend in your elbows. Hug the elbows into your chest. Extend the left leg long. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Set this into motion. If this is too much on you to lift the leg, feel free to press both feet down into the mat. This is your yoga practice. No judgment. Meet yourself where you are at today. Next time you lift the hips up, pause. Fire the glutes. Notice that your hips are level. Lower the hips back down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Step the feet to the wide edge of the mat. Clasp your hands up and overhead. Lower your knees to the right as you take your gaze to the left. Lower your knees to the left as you take your gaze to the right. Windshield wipe out the hips a couple of times. Return your feet back to center. Extend your right leg long. Point the toes towards the ceiling. Bring a tone to the low belly. Draw your chin down and back. Lift through the crown of your head. Soften the muscles in your face. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift the left arm up overhead. Your thumb may touch the floor. If it doesn't, that's okay. Your shoulder in line with elbows, your elbow in line with your hand. Lift your upper body and lift your lower body. Exhale, lower back down. If it's too much to lift your foot and crunch forward, you can either lift your leg up or lift your upper body, whichever area you would like to focus on. But if available to you, lift both the foot and torso up. Inhale, exhale, lower back down. Keep your gaze to the ceiling. Notice that you're not crunching your neck down. Next time you lift up, pause. Breathe in, breathe out. You're only here for a little bit longer. Find your edge. Lower the body back down. Clasp the hands up and overhead. Press all four corners of the feet together. Let your knees lower towards your mat. Draw your low belly in and up. Turn your head right, center, and left a couple of times. If there's a side you would prefer to turn on and release, I invite you to do so. Bring your knees together, hands down along your side. Extend the left leg long, point your toes towards the ceiling. Notice that you have a slight curve in your low back. Lift your right arm up and overhead. Your thumb will touch the floor if available to you. Firm up the glutes, firm up the belly. Notice as they fire up, lift the upper body. Exhale, lower back down towards the ground. Inhale, lift the leg, lift the upper body. Exhale, lower the leg and upper body towards the ground. Set this into motion. Notice how this may feel different on one side compared to the other. That's completely normal. Next time you lift, pause. Exhale, lower back down. Step your feet to the wide edge of the mat. Clasp your hands up and overhead. Lower your knees to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, lower your knees to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Bring a tone to the low belly. Soften your body. If you set an intention at the beginning of today's yoga practice, I invite you to revisit it. Extend the legs long. Place your hands on your hips. Then make your hands touch the floor. Bring your palms together overhead. Clasp your hands on each elbow. Press all four corners of the feet together. Lower the knees towards the mat. Circle your arms out in one direction slowly. Circle to the right, overhead, to the left, slowly. Circle in the opposite direction. Find stillness. Bring your legs together. Extend your legs out long. Take a couple of breaths. Place a bend in your right knee. Lift it up. Grab a hold of your knee with your left hand and twist it over. Take your gaze to the right. Return the knee to center. Inhale. Lower the knee down. Exhale. Lift the knee up. And it's okay if your hips stack. Keep your gaze to the right. Next time you lower the knee, pause. Feel the twist. Return the knee to center. Return the neck to center. If you have a yoga block, I invite you to grab it at this time. One or two, depending on your flexibility. And set the yoga blocks up where your knee was turning. Rest your knee on your yoga blocks. Extend the arms out in front of you. And either lift the arm up and feel the stretch along the chest, or trace the arm up and behind you to make a circle. Whatever feels good in your body. Stop when you feel any pain or any strain. Inhale, circle the arm. Exhale, have the hands touch. Go at your own breath's pace. Next time you open up, pause. Feel the twist. Take your gaze upward. Draw your attention to the present moment. That's all you have. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your hands to touch. Take a couple of breaths. Release your knee from the blocks. Slowly. Focus your attention on the right here and the right now. Extend the legs out long. Place your hands on your hips. Move the blocks out of the way and lift the feet up off the mat and lower them back down. Inhale, lift the feet up. Exhale, lower the feet down. Hips in line with shoulders. You can also place a pillow or a block under your neck. I should have done that. I was feeling a lot of strain, but do you ever, next time you lift up, pause? In life, do you know you should do something to make yourself feel better, but you just don't? I'm doing that right now at this very moment. My neck is straining. I hope yours feels okay. Lift the feet up just a little bit longer. Find your edge. Lower the feet back down. Bring the palms to touch one another. Make your way onto your back. Move your blocks to the right side of your mat. Extend the legs long. Place a bend in your left leg. Clasp the right hand around your left knee and twist. Lower the knee toward your right. Bring it back to center. If you feel any tension on your knee, place your hand just above the knee and twist from your thigh. Whatever feels good in your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Next time you twist the knee over and stack the hips, pause. Flex both of your ankles. Bring a tone to your low belly. Soften the muscles around your jaw. Return to center. Take a couple of breaths. Turn to face the opposite direction. Grab your blocks. Extend your bottom leg long. Place a bend in your left knee. Rest the knee up onto your yoga blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can get books. Place your arms out in front of you. Either open up your arms to feel the stretch, or you can trace your top hand along, up and overhead, and then have the hands meet. Feet in line with hips, hips in line with shoulders. If you peek up at the screen, you can notice that my shoulders are not in line with hips. If I was to see someone like this in a yoga class, I would gently guide their upper body backwards just a little bit more. Next time you open your arms, pause. That way, their upper body wasn't creeping forward. No one is air-free. The longer you practice yoga, the more you'll become in tune with your body and your alignment. One of the ways to improve your alignment is to add a mirror to your practice. However, you don't want to focus on your looks forever, so I don't recommend it for every practice, but only for alignment improvement if you are practicing on your own. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your hands together. Extend the legs out long, feet in line with hips, hips in line with upper body. Place your hand on your hips, squeeze the feet together. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower the feet back down. It's okay if this is just a couple of inches. Inhale, lift the feet up. Exhale, lower them down. Notice how this feels in your body as your glutes fire. Next time you lift, pause. Smile to yourself softly. Find your edge. Lower the feet back down. Make your way onto your back. Move your yoga blocks out of the way. Draw your knees in. Gently rock from left to right, from right to left. Breathe in, breathe out. Make your way to hands and knees. Adjust your yoga mat as needed. Adjust your yoga outfit as necessary. Place the tops of the feet onto the mat. Knees in line with hips. Knees should be hip width distance apart. Your hands are shoulder width distance apart. Draw your low belly in and up. It's natural to have a curve in your spine. Set your glutes back onto your heels. Inhale, return to hands and knees. Exhale, slowly set your glutes back onto your heels, but not to stay, and return to hands and knees. Take this bridge wave a couple of times. Go slow. In life, we spend so much time running around, we miss out on what is right in front of you. Next time you set the hips back onto the heels, pause. Extend the arms forward. Let the forehead rest onto your mat. Soften the muscles in your face. Bring a tone to your low belly. And if you can't set all the way back on the heels today, that's okay. Perhaps someday you will be there. Return to hands and knees. press the big toes together, separate the knees to the wide edge of the mat, extend the arms forward, lengthen them out, rest your forehead onto the mat, look up, walk your hands towards the right edge of the mat, press your left shoulder down, feel the twist. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Walk your hands towards the center of your mat and then onto the left edge of your mat. Press your right shoulder blade down. Keep a tone in your low belly. Breathe in, breathe out. Make your way back to center. Return to hands and knees. Step the feet hip widths distance apart. Firmly press your hands into your shins. Draw a tone in your low belly. Take a flat back stretch. Bend and straighten the knees a couple of times. If you feel that your spine begins to round, walk your hands up just a little bit higher. Sink down into a forward fold. If you feel your spine rounding, come up onto your fingertips or grab your yoga block. Firmly press your hands into your shins, stand up tall. Reach your arms up overhead and draw your hands to heart center. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice that your feet are hip width distance apart. Both toes are pointed towards the front of your mat. Place your hands onto your hips. Lift the heels up off the ground and lower them down. If you feel stable at ease, bring your hands to heart center. Lower your hands down towards your hips. Lower the heels down. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Lift your heels up. Lower them down. Set this into motion. Inhale, lift up, hands to heart center. Lower down. If you're wobbling around, that's completely normal. As you lift, find your drishti, which is just to focus on one point in front of you. Is there something in the room that you can focus your attention on in order to reduce some of the wobbliness? Next time you lift the heels, pause. Find something to focus on. Breathe in, breathe out. Just a little bit longer. Your last seconds. Exhale. Lower the heels down. Fold forward. Firmly press your hands into your shins. Fold forward. Place a generous bend in your knees. Place your hands into your shins, flat back stretch. Fold forward. Soften the muscles in your face. Flat back stretch. As you fold forward, I invite you to let your head hang heavy. No tension in your neck today. Repeat this forward fold at your own breath's pace. Flatten out the back. Completely lower towards the mat. Stand up tall. Adjust yourself as needed. Transfer your weight to your left foot. Draw your right knee up. Exhale. Lower the foot down. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Lift the left knee up. Set this into motion by transferring your foot weight into one foot and lifting the other knee. Your march is slow. This is not a jog. As you lift and lower, notice that your knee aligns with your hip. No higher and no lower if available to you. As you lift up, keep your core tight and engaged. Next time you lift your knee, pause. Draw your hands to heart center. Firm up your glutes. Draw your navel towards your spine. Roll your shoulders down and back. Focus on a point in the room to keep your attention. Place your hands on your hips. Transfer your weight into your left and right foot. Take a slow march a couple of times before you go to the other side. Do you feel a little bit wobbly in this march? Lift the left knee up to align with the hip. Once you feel stable and at ease, draw your hands to heart center. Firmly press all four corners of the right foot into the mat. Micro bend in your right knee. Generous bend in your left knee. See if you can lift that knee just a little bit higher as it begins to lower as your glute fires. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower the foot down. Take a Tai Chi twist by swaying from side to side. Turn to the long edge of your mat. Separate your feet wide apart. Gently spin the heels in, toes slightly point out. Place your hands on your hips. If you need to take up more space, that's fine. Forward fold. Flat back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Hip hinge, draw your low belly in and up. As you feel your spine start to round, return back up. Fold gently, lift, stand tall. Fold all the way down towards the mat, fingertips to touch. Know that your blocks are available if you need them. There's no shame in bringing the floor closer to you. You can also grab books, your dog, or a small child. Just kidding, obviously. Bend and straighten the elbows. Keep a generous bend in your knees. You never want to lock out your knees. Keep your low belly tight. Place your hands on the hips. Stand up tall. Step or jump your feet together. Turn towards the front of your mat. And the easiest way for you to feel space in your body, take an additional Tai Chi twist. Digest what you just did. Make your way down onto the mat, however you find fit. You can fold forward, flat back stretch a moment, come to hands and knees, and make your way onto your back. This isn't a race. You can pause this video. Come to lie on your back. Turn the feet out. Draw your awareness in. Take just a couple of moments to focus on the right here and the right now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your attention back to this space. Turn into a comfortable fetal-like position. Gently rest your hands under your head to make a small pillow. And the easiest way for you, come to a comfortable seated position, draw your hands to heart center, and always, always commend yourself for making time for you. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks. Namaste. Let me know what videos you want to see. Bye.